Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today, I want to take you on a journey, back to a place behind the stage, long before the bright spotlights and the roar of global concerts. Imagine a simple practice room with wide mirrors covering the walls, wooden floors creaking under the weight of endless steps, and air filled with sweat, exhaustion, and hope. That is where two young boys with enormous dreams first met. Little did they know that this encounter would change their lives forever. Two names that have now become legends. Kim Taehyung, better known as V, and Jungkook, the Golden Magne. Two souls brought together by fate, who grew side by side through storms, until they were no longer just friends, but brothers. Their journey was never instant. When Jungkook first joined Big Hit as a trainee, he was only a shy teenager, unsure of where he belonged in this new world. At just 13 years old, he left his hometown of Busan behind, chasing the dream of becoming an idol. Taehyung, on the other hand, came from Taekook, carrying a completely different kind of energy. He was unique, charming, and often thought in ways that others couldn't predict. Two completely contrasting personalities. It was their differences that made them fit together perfectly. What many don't know is that life as a trainee was far from easy. Their days were filled with endless practice, harsh criticism from trainers, and the constant fear of failure. There were times when Jungkook felt too young, too small to compete with older, more experienced trainees. And in those moments, Taehyung was there, offering warmth that words can hardly describe. He wasn't just a roommate or a practice partner, but someone willing to listen, to laugh, and even to sit silently when silence was all that was needed. As time passed, that bond grew stronger. There was a night when Jungkook cried quietly out of homesickness, and Taehyung stayed with him until he finally fell asleep. There was a day when Taehyung doubted his own voice, only for Jungkook to admit, with pure sincerity, that he had always admired the depth and warmth of Taehyung's tone. These little exchanges of comfort in silence became the foundation of their friendship. To the outside world, they were just two boys training for a debut. But to each other, they had already found a home in the middle of strangers. When BTS debuted in 2013, they were still incredibly young. Jungkook was just 15, while Taehyung was 17. The entertainment industry in Korea was not kind to newcomers. Doubts, criticisms, and sneers followed them at every step. Yet, through it all, they looked after one another. Cameras may have only captured the stage, but behind them were moments of quiet reassurance. A hug, a pat on the shoulder, a smile that seemed to say, "We're going to be okay." Fans eventually noticed this closeness, giving their bond an iconic name, Taekook. But the path ahead was not always sweet. As BTS rose to global stardom, rumors began to swirl. The media and netizens scrutinized their closeness, magnifying every glance, every touch, even every playful interaction. Some speculated their bond was something more than friendship. Others accused it of being staged, nothing but fan service. Taekook became a subject of endless debates, admiration on one side, suspicion on the other. And it was here that their friendship faced its greatest test. Imagine being in their shoes, so young, still learning about life, yet already living under the world's microscope. Every move analyzed, every smile dissected. And yet, what makes their story so powerful is the choice they made. Instead of drifting apart to silence the rumors, they stood firm, side by side. They never needed to explain themselves with long speeches. Their presence for each other was enough of an answer. One unforgettable moment stands out. During an interview, Jungkook was asked who among the members was most precious to him. Without hesitation, he named Taehyung. In another instance, Taehyung openly said that Jungkook felt like a real younger brother to him. These confessions may sound simple, but to fans, they meant the world. Proof that what bound them was not just teamwork. It was family found in the most unexpected place. Fans were deeply moved. Many admitted to crying when they saw the sincerity of their bond, because behind all the noise of rumors lay a truth far more beautiful. The story of two boys growing into men, hand in hand. The media tried to twist it, the public tried to break it apart. Yet the love, shaped as brotherhood, was too strong to be shattered. This is why Taekook has become a symbol of hope. They remind us all that in a world filled with competition and pressure, there is always space for genuine friendship. As the years went by, their journey only grew more extraordinary. From uncertain trainees to the world's biggest stages, performing in front of hundreds of thousands of fans, their names celebrated across continents. And yet, if you look closely, one thing has never changed: the way they look at each other, support each other, and quietly protect one another. That is something you cannot fake. It is the result of years spent walking side by side, falling together, and rising together. Looking back at their early trainee days now, it's hard not to feel emotional. Who would have thought those two boys would grow into global icons? But even more than that, who would have imagined their friendship would become one of the most inspiring stories in the entertainment world? Many fans say that the story of Taekook restored their belief in what true family means. That siblings are not only those born of the same blood, but those you find along the way, in practice rooms filled with tears, in late nights when the world feels too heavy. And perhaps that is the true beauty of this story. Not the rumors, not the speculation, but the simple, undeniable fact that two souls found home in each other. Their friendship is living proof that love, in any form, is the most powerful force of all, capable of surviving time, distance, and even storms of public opinion. Today, the world knows them as superstars. But behind the fame, they remain the same. Taehyung and Jungkook, two boys who once dreamed together, struggled together, and now stand as true brothers. What lies ahead for their friendship? No one can say for sure. But if their history has taught us anything, it is this: the bond between them will not easily fade. They have endured too much together to ever let go. And for fans, perhaps this is why the story of Taekook always leaves us with a lingering question. Not because it is mysterious, but because we all want to witness how this beautiful journey will continue. So, whenever you hear the name Taekook, remember, this is not just a combination of two popular names. It is a symbol of a long journey, of pure friendship, and of love in its truest form. A story that began in a small practice room, grew on the world's biggest stages, and now lives in the hearts of millions. And now the question is, are you ready to keep watching as this story unfolds in the years to come? Because one thing is certain, the journey of Taekook is far from over.